Hello everyone. Today topic of journal club is efficacy of tocilizumab in patients hospitalized with COVID-19 infection. This trial is published in New England Journal of Medicine in 2020 in December by Stone J. et al. As we know, tocilizumab is the first humanized monoclonal antibody targeting the IL-6 receptor available in market. By targeting the IL-6 receptor, it downregulates the JAK-STAT pathway. By downregulating the JAK-STAT pathway, it decreases the recruitment of neutrophils at the site of inflammation, so it decreases the inflammation pathway. TCZ also induces regulatory B cell expansion, decreases the B cell hyperactivity, and decreases the number of peripheral memory B cells. By means of it causes immunosuppression. This trial is conducted whether tocilizumab compared with placebo has any role in hospitalized patients admitted with severe acute respiratory syndrome due to coronavirus infection. Does it reduce intubation rates or mortality? As we know, in December 2019, the Wuhan province in China became the epicenter of COVID-19 illness. By March 2020, WHO announced COVID-19 as a pandemic. Till the publication of this article, around 74 million confirmed cases are present in worldwide, which lead to 1.6 million deaths. Various drugs are tried in COVID-19 illness, but there is no effective drug available till now. In recovery trial, they have used dexamethasone, which reduces the 28-day mortality rate, and in ACCT1 trial, they have tried remdesivir, which reduces the hospital length of stay. Early observation in Chinese patients shows that there is linear relationship between IL-6 and progression to death and mechanical ventilation. A retrospective observational trial is conducted to know the benefit of tocilizumab. They find that tocilizumab decreases the time to death. After this retrospective trial, various randomized control trials are conducted, which show no mortality benefit in tocilizumab patients. This is a randomized double control trial. Randomization done in by means of block randomization with 2:1 ratio to tocilizumab or placebo group. Randomization done with block size of 3 or 6. After taking informed consent, 243 patients are included in the study with a power of 8% and reduction of death or need of invasive mechanical ventilation from 30% to 15%. Modified intention to treat analysis was done. They have initially included around 1560 patients, out of which 1317 patients are excluded. Finally, they included 243 patients. One patient was excluded because this patient was got intubated before receiving the placebo. So finally, 242 patients are analyzed, out of which 161 patients got tocilizumab and 81 patients received placebo. This study is conducted in 7 hospitals in Boston, USA. The trial was funded by Genentech, but who provide tocilizumab but has no role in the design or data analysis. Patients were enrolled between April 20 to June 15th, 2020. They included adult patients with confirmed SARS-CoV-2 infection and having any two of the sign symptoms such as fever, pulmonary infiltrate, need of supplemental oxygen to maintain the SpO2 of more than 92%, CRP more than 50 mg per liter, ferritin more than 500 nanogram per ml, D-dimer more than 1000 nanogram per ml, or LDH more than 250 units per liter. They excluded those patients who required supplemental oxygen more than 10 liter per minute, recent treatment with biological agents or immunosuppressive therapy, or suspicion of diverticulitis. In intervention arm group, they had given tocilizumab single dose of 8 mg per kg, but the dose not exceeding 800 mg versus the usual care group. The baseline characteristics of the patients are both the groups are comparable except Patient having age more than 65 are admitted more in tocilizumab group as compared to placebo group. 10% of patients in tocilizumab is not on oxygen, and around 83% of patients required oxygen in tocilizumab group as compared to 74% in placebo group, which is not statistically significant. Around 3% of the patients requiring NIV in tocilizumab group. 1% of the patients in placebo group require mechanical ventilation. Since the trial was conducted after the release of ACTT1 trial, so some patients received remdesivir. And this trial was conducted before the release of recovery dexamethasone trial, so no patient received dexamethasone. There is no significant difference in tocilizumab versus placebo group in rates of intubation or death by 28. 10.6% of the patients are got intubated or death in tocilizumab group versus 12.5% of patients in placebo group. Kaplan-Meier curve shows there is no difference in mechanical ventilation or death within tocilizumab and placebo group. In secondary outcomes, they also found that there is no significant difference in clinical worsening at day 28, and there is no clinical improvement at day 28 with discontinuation of supplemental oxygen. And mortality at day 28 also there is no difference. Around 13.7% of patients who received tocilizumab have neutropenia as compared to 1.2% are patients in placebo group. Surprisingly, there is more secondary infection in placebo group as compared to tocilizumab group. Before this trial, various randomized control trial was done to know the role of tocilizumab in hospitalized patients with COVID-19 pneumonia. This is a randomized control trial done in 24 hospitals in Italy from 31st March to 11th June in 2020. They included patients with COVID-19 pneumonia documented by radiological imaging with PF ratio between 200 to 300 and having high C-reactive protein and fever. In intervention arm, they had given tocilizumab 8 milligram per kg up to maximum 800 milligram within 8 hours of randomization. If there is no improvement, they had given second dose of tocilizumab within 12 hours. The primary outcome of the study was intensive care unit with admission to intensive care unit with invasive mechanical ventilation, death from all causes, and clinical aggravation documented by PF ratio less than 150, whichever came first. 17% of 60 patients in the tocilizumab group and 17 of 63 patients in the standard care group showed clinical worsening within 14 days. So this trial was prematurely interrupted after an interim analysis for futility. So they conclude that there is no benefit on disease progression in tocilizumab group. This is another randomized control trial conducted in France. They included patients with moderate to severe pneumonia requiring at least 3 liters of oxygen but without ventilation or admission to the intensive care unit. This trial was conducted from 31st March to 18th of April 2020. In intervention arm, patients are receiving tocilizumab of 8 milligram per kg at day 1, and if there is no improvement, they had given second dose of tocilizumab at day 3. Versus in placebo group, the patients are received usual care alone. Primary outcome of the study is scores higher than 5 on the WHO 10-point clinical progression scale on day 4 and survival without need of ventilation at day 14. They included 131 patients, out of which 64 patients were randomly assigned to the tocilizumab group and 67 patients are included in the usual care group. They found that tocilizumab did not reduce WHO CPS score lower than 5 at day 4, but might have reduced the risk of NIV, mechanical ventilation or death by day 14. This retrospective observational study is published in JAMA to know the association between early treatment with tocilizumab and mortality among critically ill patients with COVID-19. This study was conducted in USA from 4th March to 10th of May 2020. They included COVID-19 patients who are admitted to ICU. They included 3,924 patients, out of which 433 patients received tocilizumab in the first 2 days of ICU admission, out of which 1,544 patients treated with tocilizumab and 1,419 are not treated with tocilizumab. They had found that among critically ill patients with COVID-19, the risk of in-hospital mortality was lower in tocilizumab group as compared to the placebo group. This is another randomized control trial published in New England Journal of Medicine in January 2021. In this study, they have randomized patients in 2:1 ratio in tocilizumab and placebo group. The tocilizumab group received 1 or 2 doses of tocilizumab. They included 389 patients, out of which 249 patients are in the tocilizumab group and 128 patients are in the placebo group. They had found that around 12% of patients in the tocilizumab group received mechanical ventilation or died by day 28, and around 19.3% in the placebo group received mechanical ventilation or died. Death from any cause at day 28 is around 10.4% in the tocilizumab group and 8.6% in the placebo group, which is not statistically significant. So they concluded that in hospitalized patients with COVID-19 pneumonia who were not receiving mechanical ventilation, tocilizumab reduced the likelihood of progression to mechanical ventilation or death, but did not improve survival. This trial is a randomized double-control trial. Allocation concealment was done perfectly. All the patients are follow-up was done in almost all the patients. All the ethnic diversity are equally represented in this randomized control trial. But since the analysis was done by modified intention to treat analysis, though only one patient did not get analyzed in the group because this patient was got intubated. But this is a small study. It does not exclude benefit in all subgroup of patients with COVID-19 ARDS. The primary event rate was much lower than the anticipated 30%. The patients were not an ICU cohort at randomization. So my take-home message is this is a small randomized control trial. Though its finding is consistent with other RCT conducted RCT randomized control trial of tocilizumab in patients with SARS-CoV-2 infection. However, the present trial were only moderately unwell, and the confidence interval is also wide. So at this stage I hold my judgment whether this trial result can be applied to ICU patients with severe COVID-19 infection or not. Thank you.